Subscribe to my channel.
Okay guys, welcome to lesson 2. Now in lesson 2 we are going to be jumping straightly into the code editor and writing some CSS. Alright, so guys, without further ado, I'm going to check my sublime text quickly. Now I found it. Okay, I just searched it out. Now after I open sublime text, the next thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to save this CSS file. Right, I'm going to come here quickly, come here, go to save as. I want to find a very good location for this. I think I have a folder here saying YouTube tutorial, and I want to create another folder here, and then just put CSS on it. All right, CSS, and says code. All right, good, and select this folder. Now after we have saved the folder, we can work with this folder for now. Okay, now we want to put in here, we say CSS lesson lesson 2. Okay, .html. Now understand that I'm creating an HTML file, yes, because CSS, you cannot paint a house that was not built. Okay, you have to build a house first. You have to have a structure before you start to design it. So we need to have a structure before we can design it. So always while working with CSS, you need HTML to be in existence before you can do your CSS work on it. So guys, before we can go further ado, all right, please don't forget to subscribe. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Okay, now let's continue our lesson. So I'm just going to build a short HTML boilerplate here. Now with this short HTML boilerplate I have built here already, I'm going to say CSS lesson 2, all right, in the title section. Now with this CSS lesson 2, I'm going to save it. Okay, I'm going to save it, see if we can open it into the browser. Now to open it into the browser, we are going to come here, right click on this blank space here, and say open into the browser. Now we wait. When this is open into the browser will show it right away. Now we have CSS lesson 2 up here. It is open to the browser already. Now the next thing we want to find ourselves doing is we want to have what we call our styling rule, understanding some of the basic things we are doing. Now, so the first thing we are going to be using here today, we are going to be using the inline styling. All right, we are going to be using the inline styling. We are going to be using our inline styling. All right, we are going to be using inline styling. Now with inline styling, we are going to come right up here. We say star, and then in here we say background color. I can just pick it from any one of the lists, right? Those are some of the reason we're having our code editor. Okay, we say red. Now in our last lesson we discussed the type of styling. Now for here I have done something called inline styling. Now you are seeing that I have the start within the body element. All right, within the body tag here I have the start within it. This is what we refer to as inline styling. All right, having the star associated with the tag itself, having the star within the tag. Now so this is our value, this is our property. All right, and this is our selector. This is our selector. This is what we select to start. This is what we select to work with. All right, so I'm going to save the code, and then we head back to our browser quickly. I'm just going to open up in the browser. Now the next thing you find here is that when we refresh our password, you find out that the entire background of the web page have turned to red. All right, the entire background have turned to red. So we're going to do some other things with inline styling at first. So I'm going to come back here. Since we have this, we're going to have our first H1 document here. When we have our first H1, we say this text has white color. Now we say the text have white color. Now to do another inline styling, I'm going to save this first. After saving it, we head to our browser quickly. If we head to our browser, if I refresh the browser, we have the text here, but the text color is black. All right, so I'm going to perform inline styling on the text to change the color to white. Okay, so we're going to perform inline styling and change the color to white. Now to perform inline styling on this, I'm going to come to the opening tag. All right, always remember that your inline styling should be at the opening tag, not at the closing tag. Now I'm going to come to where we have the first H1 and say start. Now start equal this, and this. All right, so I'm going to say color. All right, I'm not going to stick with color. All right, after sticking with color, and in the color section, I'm going to have white, and then we close this out. Good. Now understand something. Within CSS, we have something, this column and semicolon here. Semicolon is to end the line, or is to end your syntax, that line of syntax that you just write. Okay, now, and this is to tell the property that we are assigning this value to this property. Okay, and this is our selector, we shouldn't forget. Now, so if we save this and get back to our browser and refresh our browser, now we see automatically our text has turned to a white color. Now we move on. We want to do a few other inline styling. Let me reduce this a bit. Good. We want to do some other inline styling for us so that we can see. So we're going to have a paragraph again. We'll have a paragraph and we say the quick brown over the lazy dogs. Now the quick brown fox jump over the lazy dogs. All right, now we want to do something here. We want to perform our inline styling here, telling this that we need this text, the font should increase by this, or the font size should decrease by this. All right, we want to increase the font style or decrease the font style. Now we say star. Now we start, we say in here, we say font that, we say font size, right? After getting the property, we say font size should be 500 pixels. Now, and close this out. Now we save it. Now we just ask this to increase the font size of our text. All right, now we want to get back to our browser, refresh it. Wow, now as you can see here, the 500 pixel is too large. That's the reason we have our entire screen is filled up with the entire text. Now if you can see here, you see the quick brown version over the lazy dog, but I'm going to head back to our code editor and reduce the font size. All right, so we'll come right here and change this to 50 pixel. Now save it to 50 pixel. Now as we refresh our page, now we have it here. Now it is way bigger than our H1. Now our regular paragraph, if you have followed our HTML series, our regular paragraph is usually small. Okay, it cannot be compared to our H1 element, but for now we increase the font style using inline styling that caused this to be way bigger. All right, that caused it to be way bigger. Now we move on. We'll take here quickly. Now we want to come down here and create another paragraph so you can see what I'm talking about, how a regular paragraph is. Which is the quick brown fox now the quick brown fox jump over the lazy dog. Now after I've saved this, we want to head to our browser and see how a regular paragraph is. Now this is how a regular paragraph is. Now with a regular paragraph, we want to do something. All right, we want to maybe tweak out this a bit. All right, I want to say star and say we say border. So we want to use star and say border. All right, now border, we want our border to be 5 pixel solid black. All right, now we save this quickly. Good. Now what have I done here is that I have taken this selector and tell my CSS that I want to apply a border to this, but the border should be 5 pixel, all right, and I want the border to be solid. I want this to be the border color to be black. All right, now so how many value have I added to this? I've added 1, 2, the solid 2, and this make it 3. Okay, I've added so many value to this. So after saving this, we can head to our browser and see what the changes this is going to make. Good. Now this is what we have. All right, so there are several other things we can do, okay, with CSS. There are lots of power in CSS. So guys, thank you very much for sticking around. This is our lesson 2 in CSS. We will continue our lesson in lesson 3. So please do not forget to subscribe. Okay, do not forget to subscribe. Please guys, subscribe to the video. I will highly appreciate it if you subscribe, guys. Thank you very much for sticking around. I love you all. See you guys in the next.
Subscribe to my channel.